Good afternoon, teacher. This is presentation. My presentation about great scientist Anton van Leeuwenhoek. And Anton van Leeuwenhoek was born in October in 24th October in 1634 years in Delft, Netherlands. Died in August in 26 August in 1723 years. Dutch microscopist who was the first to observe bacteria and protozoa. His researches on lower animals refuted the doctrine of spontaneous generation, and his observations helped lay the foundations for the science of bacteriology and protozoology. At a young age, Leeuwenhoek lost his biological father. His mother later married painter Jacob Jans Mollegen. When his stepfather died in 1648 years, Leeuwenhoek was sent to Amsterdam to become an apprentice to a linen draper, returning to Delft when he was 20. He established himself as a draper and a haberdasher. Uh, he was married and he has a draper's daughter. By the time of her death, the couple had 5 children, only one of whom survived childhood. Leeuwenhoek remarried. His second wife died in 1694. Leeuwenhoek's discovery of bacteria. Van Leeuwenhoek was proud of his clean teeth and described his regimen for keeping them in that condition in this letter of 17 September. Each morning he rubbed his teeth using salt as an abrasive and then rinsed his mouth with water. After eating, he picked his teeth with a toothpick and then rubbed them well with a piece of cloth. He was well satisfied with his regimen and commented that few people of his age has such clean and white teeth. He was just 5 weeks short his 51st birthday. Leeuwenhoek obtained a position as Chamberlain to the sheriffs of Delft. His income was so secure, and it was thereafter that he began to devote much of his time to his hobby of grinding lenses and using them to study tiny objects. Discovery of microscopic life. Leeuwenhoek made the microscope consisting of a single high quality lens of very short focal length. At the time, such simple microscopes were referable to the compound microscope, which increased the problem of chromatic aberration. Also, Leeuwenhoek's studies the organization of formal scientific research. His power of careful observation enabled him to make discoveries of fundamental importance. Those very little animal cells he was able to isolate from different sources such as rainwater, pond, and well water, and the human mouth and the intestine. He also calculated their size. This is a microscope by Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Leeuwenhoek's microscope. This is the first microscope in our world in human life. This is a bacteria. For example, the first bacteria is a Bacilla, spirulina, Koch, and others. On this occasion, Van Leeuwenhoek made drawing of the organisms which are now reproduced in virtually all introductory microbiology books and also in many higher level books. Anton van Leeuwenhoek described for the first time the spermatozoa from insects, dogs, and men. So Stephen Hahn probably was a co-discoverer. Leeuwenhoek studied the structure of the optic lens, striations in muscles, most parts of insects, and the fine structure of plants, and discovered parthenogenesis in aphids. He extended Marcello Malfighi's demonstration in 1660 years of the blood capillaries by giving the first accurate description of red blood cells. And Anton van Leeuwenhoek was the first person who used a microscope to study nature. He used a simple light microscope, has only one lens similar to magnifying glass. He observed the microscopic organisms in pond water. Contribution to scientific literature. Leeuwenhoek's contribution to the philosophical translation amounted to 375, and those to the memoirs of the Paris Academy of Sciences to 27. The collection of his works appeared during his life on in Dutch and the other Latin, a selection of translated by Samuel Hull, the select works of Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Conclusion. I want to tell about Leeuwenhoek in conclusion. Also, he had not been born into a scientific family, nor he had received an education in science. His disease was that of a true scientist. He communicated to the Royal Society such as a careful, detailed description of the medical condition that was affecting him. Leeuwenhoek was survived by his daughter Maria, who had not married. She looked after her aging father and helped him to run the family's textile business. Leeuwenhoek had become a wealthy man, and Maria, that's all.